What is up, kinfolk? I got requested to review this video by my brother. Off the bat, Auburn Preach video. Up my alley. That's a check. And then there's this guy, I guess he's huge in the Redpill community. I'm gonna just be honest, I have no idea who this man is. So without further ado, let's get into it.
How to relationship from an expert.
I'm going to the bathroom.
All right.
What?
I told you I don't commit to women who take their phones into the bathroom.
I just forgot this one time, okay?
Okay.
So, are we good then?
Yeah, I called you an Uber.
This is so petty.
Call it what you want, but this is how I move, and you've known this from the start.
Ladies, don't pretend you've never texted an ex in the bathroom.
I'm done. I'm done. Bro, I am done. Oh my god. Ladies, have you ever typed an infomercial? You know those? The one where they cook and it's like, who cooks like that? Or they put on their clothes incorrectly. Like, that's what this just turned into. A very, very terrible infomercial. Listen, I'm sorry, but going to the bathroom is Candy Crush time. You know how many levels of Candy Crush I've beaten while sitting on the john? That is phone gaming prime time hours, especially when you gotta take a poop. Whoo! Let me tell you.
Hey, Kim wants to go to a concert tonight.
Cool.
Can I go?
What are you asking me for? I'm not your father.
Well, you said you don't commit to women who go to concerts.
Indeed, I did.
So, what happens from here?
Well, you can either choose to go to the concert or stay in a relationship with me.
What the heck? Clubs. I'll give you clubs. Concerts? Oh my god. I feel as a dude, you're insecure. Like, here's the thing. There's a fine line between control and love. Based on the amount of struggle and things that we've been through, we've gained an amount of trust and respect for each other that if he feels like, hey babe, this doesn't feel right to me, I don't think you should go out tonight. Not from like a hold me down, like, don't go out tonight, don't go out tonight. That's what this seems like to me. I've developed enough trust and respect for my man that I'm like, okay, like, babe, I may want to go get something, but hey, all right, well, can we go get this together? Or maybe, hey, you know what? I'll go get it tomorrow. Nothing in my mind is that worth it to destroy or disrupt my relationship with the person I'm dating, period. No dress, because I know some of you ladies are going to get at me. What's a dress? It's about control. It's a dress. Calm down. And it's really easy to tell if it's control or not because once again, there's games. This is straight up control.
Let's keep going. Open the car door for the lady for the date. That's good. Oh, ladies first for now. Obviously, once you get married, tell that whore to open up all the doors for you. But at the beginning, you do ladies first.
Reservation for Donovan Sharp. How do you pronounce your name, by the way?
Adalia.
Adalia?
Yes.
That was flirting? How do you pronounce your name, Adelia? I like how he says convo/light flirting with the hostess in front of your girlfriend. In caps, in front. You want to make sure she sees you.
I don't like it when a girl tries to make her man feel insecure intentionally just to see where his loyalty or how much he cares. I would tell a dude if a girl is playing games like that, chuck it and run. This would be the male equivalent of that. If you're intentionally trying to play on your girl's insecurities, ladies, leave him. He ain't worth it.
Can't figure it out. It was recent. Okay, so she is going to do for appetizer. She's going to go with the wood-grilled corn, aged cheddar, spiced bacon. For dinner, she's going to go with the field green salad and the wood-grilled Maine lobster tail.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's because I see the well-trained woman hashtag. I'm like, chato mate. This is just weird to me. Is this what y'all actually be doing? People who market to red pillars, I'm curious, what is the demographic of those men and what is the relationships that they have to their fathers? If your father is around, what kind of a man is he? To make you think that that's okay. A lot of this stuff should have been taught at home, but unfortunately we're in a society now where a lot of people aren't being taught this stuff. So they reach out to people like Donovan. This is someone you subscribe to and believe in, and you think this is how a woman is supposed to be treated. I dare say, get therapy.
You're doing a lot. And if I'm the waiter, I'm like, what's wrong with this one? Her eyes glued to the floor. She held hostage? So your girl can't make contact with the waiter. Why? Hold on. Why? I just want to hear why. Oh, because it's disrespectful. I'm the man. She should only be looking at me. Let me ask you, when your girl goes to work, does she look people in the eyes or does she never make eye contact? Does she see a male customer and then avert her gaze? Like, what are we talking about? Are guys so insecure now? Okay? And I mean it. You have to be deeply terrified of being hurt by somebody to think that her making eye contact with somebody at a service job is an issue. And you think that's a sign of well-trained. Dude, I think you just need some therapy. I think you need to do some healing.
Preach, Abba, preach. As he says all the time, I hope he says it in this video, this is a sickness. This is a blink twice, is he beating you type of situation for me. I don't know how I would associate this without there being some type of narcissism or something in this relationship. This also plays on the insecurity thing. Now you have a guy that you really love, and anytime something like this happens, he threatens to leave you. He threatens to kick you out. That's a level of psychological, like, manipulation and just... What?
It's a fraud. He's not even acting like that with his girl.
I think
He doesn't even act like that. They're setting up this shit and they're in it together, and that's it. He said, you know what? That's how we're gonna bamboozle a whole bunch of people. Are you in or not? You're gonna play a role. Maybe that's the role-playing game that they do, like in the bedroom, and that extends to, you know what? Let's make some money with that, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna play that. I'm that kind of guy, but I'm not. But that's a con. That's a con. That's not real. That's not how he really acts. He's not really like that with his girl, and it's just really just to get you guys.
They may not get down like that, but they're teaching people to get down like that. And there will be men who will find a girl who is, like I said, maybe having some insecurity issues or whatever, and they're going to act this out.
So now we're going to hear an origin story from Donovan himself at 32.
I'm gonna give you guys the Reader's Digest version. I started paralegal school when I was 31 years old, and there's this hot 19-year-old in my class. We took a shine to each other immediately. One day, I had a headache in class. She says, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, I've got a headache." She's like, "All right." Reaches into her purse and she gives me this big white pill. I'm like, "What is that?" She says, "It's Vicodin." What's a 19-year-old doing with a bag full of Vicodin, right? Red flag number 2, she had homemade tattoo on her wrist. Stay with me. Red flag number 3, she had a 6-year-old. She was 19 years old who had a 6-year-old, which means what, class? She had her child at 13, which means she was having sex at 12. It gets even better. The baby daddy was in prison at the time we were dating. Oh. Statutory EPAR. She left her account open on my computer on Facebook. I scrolled through, saw all kinds of stuff, drove to her place. I said, "I want you to be honest with me. Have you cheated on me?" I wanted her to lie to me, and I wanted her to lie to me so I could just keep up the delusion. She said, "Honestly, yes." That is the worst emotional pain I've ever felt in my life. To this day, I never will. Dude, I went to her bathroom, I puked, ripped off the necklace. She's blowing me up at work all day long. I'm sorry. I can't pick up the phone.
I always go back to this. Sometimes you got, for the men, I don't have sympathy for you because you chose these people. And in some ways, there may have been red flags and you just chose to ignore it because you like what you saw. But you were using your head and not your head, and now you're having issues. It's probably the worst emotional pain that you will feel and that you will experience for sure.
And she's like, hey, I'm sorry, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, da-da-da-da. She's like, look, I want to come to your place. I have a birthday surprise for you. So she comes over, she has like this little cupcake, and she bought me a watch that she knew I was looking at. Then she turns around and lifts up her shirt. There was my name tattooed on the small of her back. Dude, my hand to the man. So I was back in her clutches. It was all downhill from there. Guys, this story gets so much worse.
How old were you?
I was 31. I was 30.
What? Whoa, hold on. No sympathy. None whatsoever. 31, my guy? Either this is all cap or this is real, and if it's real, no sympathy. The simpness is real. I can't even say you grew and learned your lesson. You're 31, my guy. And I understand age is but a number, but come on, this is crazy. What is wrong with you?
I lost my job. I lost the place that I was at. The car that I had was paid for because I paid cash for it. It broke down. I didn't have a job, so I couldn't get it fixed. I'm evicted. I ended up having to live with a couple of her drug addict friends in a quasi crack house. And I kept trying to get back with her. September 16th, baby daddy gets out of prison. Okay? Baby daddy gets out of prison. I called her up on September 15th. I said, you know what? I can't do it. I think you still love Ben. I can't do it anymore. Dude, she cried her eyes out. Hung up the phone. I stayed up all night long. I couldn't sleep. So I called her up. The next day. I was like, hey, meet me at this gas station. Then I called up my brother and I borrowed $800. He gave me $800. I went to the jewelry store. I bought her a ring, proposed to her.
Yeah, now I understand why you got all these rules. You're an insecure man who needs therapy. You really do. And I'm not saying that as a jab. Assuming the story is real, that's a lot for anyone. And your way of how to make sure that you don't go down this path and down this road is to make sure she doesn't look at a guy, is to make sure if she doesn't have her phone when she goes into the bathroom. Dude, I hope he gets help. What else can I say? I hope he gets help.
So she says yes, right? So now, all of her friends are like, oh, she's getting engaged. Well, eventually she started fucking the baby daddy behind my back. Of course. So we were in this love triangle. Anytime she was pissed off at me, she'd go and fuck him. Anytime she was pissed off at him, she would come and fuck me. So finally on Thanksgiving, this girl calls me up and tells me that she was now engaged to be married to Ben.
This is also my issue with the red pill community. Once again, assuming that this is a real story. You know how many men are going to take this story and be like, she's the problem, and like not hold him accountable. I know a guy who's took $8,000 out, went in debt for a girl to make sure that she was taken care of. He took out a loan and $8,000 in debt. She ended up cheating on him. He eventually ended up getting out of debt. But it's crazy to me because I'm like, why would you put yourself in that type of predicament? And it's just like, because I love her. So, my final thoughts on this. There's a reason why men flock to men like him and who are saying these things. To not feel this pain again, they want something. Therapy is expensive, I understand, but honestly, I think y'all should seek therapy. Anyway, let me know what you think, kinfolk, in the comments section. If you made it this far, go ahead and like the video. As you know, it helps your girl out. It really does. And subscribe for future videos. But as always, kinfolk, I love you. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.